Hola chicos, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis? Bienvenidos a un capítulo más de Final Fantasy XVI. Iba a deciros, mira, chicos, vamos a hacer unas cacerías ahí con el Moguri y tal, no sé qué. Pero, claro, no puedo marcarlas, te indican específicamente dónde están los bichos. Y ahora, como tal cual, no podemos ir a ningún lado, salvo que sea la misión principal, que es aquí. Porque creo que Fonta de Marta, Eastpool, Soto Oscuro... Hay uno que te pone que es por Rosaria. Colinas de Oravel. Es que no lo sé. Lostwind, Northridge, Bastión Norway y Nido de Dragón. Ya miraré bien exactamente las dos ubicaciones que tenemos por ahí. Porque, a ver, si os digo yo... Perdonad. Hola. Si nos ponemos a mirarlo aquí, el único que hemos podido encontrar es el Notas este, que está en el sur de la Cala de Melancolía. Ya, claro. ¿Y dónde es eso, no? Porque si me pongo aquí, Vista Clara es en Sambreque. Pero exactamente dónde, porque aquí es Rosaria sin más, ¿no? Y aquí también es Rosaria. En Empuñadura Rota. ¿Pero qué parte es, sabes? Colina junto a Eastpool, vale, hay que leer un poquito más, ¿no? Vale. Y este es en Northridge. Vale. Camino entre la ciudad y el bastión Norvent. Vale. Pues ya... Bueno, que vamos al otro lado primero, porque no podemos hacer otra cosa. Vamos a desbloquear el mapa. Y así puedo, en cuanto podamos viajar de un lado para otro, tal, etcétera, vamos a ir a hacer un par de cacerías, ahí todo guapas. Me apetece. Sur de Rosaria. A topísimo, tú. ¿Tienes Chocobo? ¿Por qué no vas en él?
I needed his eyes and nose in Dalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
Se viene el drama con ella ahora. Lazos de sangre, let's go, ¿no? Vale.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Quiero mirar esto, un momentito. Vale, podemos seguir recto. ¡Ah! ¡Anda! Mira. Hostia, que mezclas con estos también, ¿eh? Oh. Matar a peña, tío. Se podría hacer con estos, pero no lo tengo. Un logro que he visto, vaya. Perdón, es que lo estoy diciendo en voz alta como en plan de tal. Digo, había un logro básicamente que es hacer los 3 ataques de viento estos que hay. Ahí está. Otro logro más. De ataques, básicamente. Es creo que era revienta los orbes que les pega, ¿sabes? Está bien. A mimir. Joder, no me ha dejado hacer nada. Ok. Hay más enemigos, pero vamos a ir un poco más directos.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Thought they were loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
A ver.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the millers?
Hola.
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours, for a price.
Oh, rellena la barra de límite al sufrir daño. No me termina de gustar. Bueno. Música nueva.
Keep to the roads now.
Por ahora nada. Supongo que la música será un logro tenerla toda, ¿no?
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions? 100? I heard it were 1,000.
Nadie ha hablado, es verdad. Supongo que con el que... Ahí está.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know,
How'd you get it?
but we need to find out.
Colega, ¿todo bien?
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Adelante. Al puerto y sola.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
O sea que va a venir un bicharraco, ¿no? Oh, pero estos son los de... Estos son los del... Yo ya me entiendo lo que quiero decir.
Ever since the apothecary, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystal's collapse?
An idea. You're not going to like it.
Ole, ole. Ah, tenemos dos caminos. Podemos ir por aquí. Y va a haber bichis, ¿no? Rapidísimo acabamos con ellos, ¿eh? Madre mía. Haber tenido tantas habilidades, ¿eh? Es como... We are broken. Y por aquí hay... ¡Ah! Soldados.
More of my mother's men.
Me encanta hacer ese ataque, tío. Es una barbaridad. ¿Ese bicho o qué? Me ha dado la pulsera de Minotauro. ¿Esto era un cofre? Ok. Se ve que sí. Pulsera de Minotauro. Incrementa... No. Aumenta el daño infligido al ejecutar una estocada. ¿Vale? Y este es el que tenemos. Es un poco costra, pero bueno, es lo que hay. Vamos para allá. Hay un objeto. Coño, no compré potis, tú. Me acabo de dar cuenta ahora, Quedamos sin pociones. Bueno. Aguantamos, aguantamos. Enough. Soldaditos.
They'll get surrounded.
Cabrón. Dios, el otro. Give me thunder. A mimir. Vale. Para abajo, ¿no? Ah, por ahí. Pero... ¿Qué coño me he metido? Ah, hay que rodear esto. ¿Aquí? Sí, estamos viendo bien, vale. Por el puente. Vale. Señora, por favor, esa kill steal me ha dolido un poco.
Blood, Clive.
Una cuanta, joder.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria. You're finished.
Venga para aquí, venga para acá. Alguien se está curando. Eres tú, ¿verdad, mamón? Jesús. Enemigos defeated. Tenemos 2000 de puntos de habilidad, Tendremos que gastarlos.
tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Está muy muerto. Vale. Vamos a hacer una cosa. Conseguir habilidades, tío, porque estoy no comprando ninguna. Este en algún momento tendría que... Bueno, es que no estoy usándolo mucho, la verdad. Vamos a coger las llamas del Fénix. Porque podemos, ¿vale? Y este... yo qué sé. El resto lo ahorramos, pero hay que cogerlas, tío. Y luego son 2000 y pico. Pero podemos... Equipo. Vamos a quitar esta por las llamas del renacer, ¿vale? Para probarla y ver qué tal. Y a ver qué onda. Creo que tiene un cooldown bastante alto, supongo. Me emociona saltando.
Find something, boy.
Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Por lo menos quémalos, ¿no?
Yes.
Y qué bien.
Leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Suena guay, ¿eh? Madre mía. La amargura de este juego es, no entiendo. Todo es muerte. Pues nada. Están ahí atrás, ¿no? O sea... Sí. Vaya movida.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Entonces, vale, sí. es línea recta todo para ahí. ¿Más peña o es... ¿Son soldados malvados o es gente normal? Normal, hola.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
¡Joder! Que suena bien, ¿eh?
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush, no. You didn't hear nothing.
Niño, no podías tener más acento, ¿eh?
Back to our homes. Oh, how am I to sell my wares?
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
Bichos. Espérate, ¿dónde está el bicho? Aquí. Y tan mal. Es una de Canaria, por cierto, entonces eso mola. A la playa, qué guay. Yo pensé que no íbamos a ver la playa nunca, pero sí. Cangrejitos. Vivir. Hay otra flor aquí. Joder, no le he dejado ni oportunidad de hacer nada, ¿eh? Si ya veo lo que tarda las llamas del renacer estas. Mira qué pueblo más chuli por ahí.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Ir cambiando de icon así, en plan de... Mola mucho, ¿eh? Está cada vez gustándome más el rollo de... O sea, quiere decir que este pueblo es tan chuli por fuera, pero está todo cerrado. No se va a poder entrar. Por lo menos por ahora. A lo mejor luego sí. Pero por ahora no hay entrada.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
Fuck off! Hang it, chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, away you filth!
Back to your stall!
Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
Vale.
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. But Lazarus...
El pueblo de atrás.
We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
La llama de la esperanza.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Las llamas del renacer no recuperan vida normal, recuperan vida la que te han... La medio clara, la medio opaca, ¿no? O sea, creo que era... A ver, igual lo pone aquí. El color claro. Vale. Si no estaban broken, ¿sabes? No te curan full, pero bueno, algo sí. Vale, pues mira, sí, al final sí que podemos pasar por el distrito Lázaro.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Pone que por aquí está cerca, pero no sé. Bien, madejas de seda. Si no parece una puta ciudad de Dark Souls toda hecha mierda, ¿sabes? O sea...
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Vaya. Mira, voy a hacer... Ah, bueno, mierda, quería hacer lo otro. Claro, o sea, me había olvidado que tengo las putas llamas del renacer. Son bandidos, ok, ya me lo deja claro el nombre. ¿Cómo te atreves? Pega una hostia.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that.
¡Míralo!
He's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Te has vuelto bandido.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
¿Cómo vivió este tío?
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Qué movida. Yo pensé que habrían muerto también, o sea, todo Dios de ahí. Pero parece ser que lo raro es que hayas muerto. En vez de tal. ¿Me he equivocado? Borlas de rojo, escarlata. Ah, vale. Relleno al infligir daño, vale. Rosa del desierto, no tenemos ninguna.
As you wish, my lord.
Compra, yo qué sé. Compra 15.
Of course, my lord.
Pues pasta de sobra, joder.
May the blessing
Coño,
of the
potis,
crystals go
potis,
with you.
potis, potis, potis. Compra 3 potis
As you wish, my
y
lord.
una ultra poción.
Of course, my lord.
No compres elixires, que es una barbaridad. Esto sí.
As you wish, my
Y
lord.
esto también. Esto no.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Vale. Wade, ¿qué te apetece? ¿Vamos?
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements. who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Me gusta. Ay. Algunos personajes se unirán a tu grupo como acompañantes durante un tiempo, sin embargo no podrán acompañarte si te desplazas a otra ubicación del mapa. Ok. Es decir, que ahora, por ejemplo... ¿Me dejan o no? Sigo bloqueado. Sigue bloqueado, vale, vale. Me extraña que me pongas eso, ¿sabes? Por eso te digo... Gracias.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
¿Venís conmigo? Todos. Sí. ¡Ah! ¡Ostras! Mira qué bien. Si la aprietas como un loco, galopa que te cagas. Pero si aprietas un poquito el gatillo... Ahí.
Sideways.
Come along now.
The bastards are lucky I didn't have mine.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Ya. Vamos. A reventar cabezas, ¿no?
What is it now? I told you.
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
Vale.
For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here.
Madre mía.
On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell!
Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another one of them to fight their battles for them.
¡Ay, cabrón!
More dragons.
Words. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm
Voy a curarme. ¡Hala! ¡Uy!
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one.
In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Ah, bueno.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
We finish him.
Vaya parada te acaba de hacer, ¿no? ¡Hala! ¡Tanto rayo! Sube nivel, ¿no? 27, ni tan mal, ni tan mal. Argolla dragontina. Vale.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! Lord. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Vale. Ole. Tenemos 85, podemos recuperar eso. Pero aún tenemos que seguir hacia adelante, ¿no? O sea, podemos ir a base a conseguir lo de los Patreon.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience. Especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
Vale. Espada
I
ardiente.
shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Ahora entiendo que habrá secundaria seguro por aquí, ¿verdad? ¿O no? ¿O no? ¿O solo hay reflejos de la luna en el mar? Mansión Rosefield. Vamos a ver al Tito Clive.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosefield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint and the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
¿Vas a tener barco?
Over there. She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung a sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Ah, podemos volver a la guarida. Bueno, claro, vamos a ir a la guarida. Pues no podemos ir a ningún lado, ¿eh? A ver, yo por mí guardaba aquí, pero... Bueno, vamos a ver aquí y... A ver dónde nos lleva. Sangre, hierro y fe. Estamos en un lago.
Only the
O sea,
founder
que
knows
supongo...
what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Tienes nuevas cartas. Misiones disponibles, hay unas cuantas. Una... ¿Qué diferencia hay entre esta? Tributaciones de un herrero. Oh. ¿Y esta? Gesta culinaria. Vale. Antes de ir a lo del guerrero y todo el rollo, vamos a hablar a lo del Patreon para recoger el premio. Guardamos. Lo dejamos por aquí. A ver.
How may I help you today, Clive?
Cuentos de alcoba. Anillo de bárbaro. Bueno, let's go.
All yours.
¿Y qué a mí me da aquí? No lo sabes, ¿no?
All done?
Vale, pues anillo de bárbaro, a ver. ¿Qué tenemos por aquí? Daño, ¿no? Incrementa un ataque temporalmente al ejecutar una esquiva perfecta. Ya está. O sea, vamos a ver. Estoy 24/7 haciendo esquivas. O sea que... Vale, ya está. ¿Guardamos? ¿Cuánto tengo de puntos de habilidad? 690. En algún momento os reuniré esto también. ¿Esto qué era? Pirobarrido. Para mejorar aún es solo, ¿eh? La garra attractive es domarla. Y aquí es para mejorarlas aún. Joder, tío. Este no me gusta tanto. Pero este, el estallido está muy guay, ¿eh? De hecho, lo voy a mejorar el estallido. Me gusta mucho. Vale. Pum. Ya abarca mucho más. Es que está muy guay, tío. Vale. Y este... Tormenta eléctrica es... Hace caer varios rayos del cielo que impactan sobre un enemigo. Si estás suficientemente cerca, ya lo levantas. Y como vemos ahí. Está guay también. ¿He guardado? No he guardado. Vale. Aquí. Tacatá. Y nos vemos en el siguiente, chicos. Adiós. Están siendo capítulos... No me responde el ratón. Ahora. Relajaditos por ahora. Pero es normal, ¿no? Entiendo. O sea, vamos... No puedes ir ahí a machete todo el rato, ¿no? Digo yo. Ahora simplemente estamos tramando para meternos en la base enemiga. Y eso. Chao, chao.